Shalom, this is Ashar Basharala out of Lionton Camp, located in Jacksonville, Florida. First and foremost, I'd like to give our praise and honor and glory to the Father and the Son and the perpetual return. Call, Halal, La, Yahweh Bashim Ashai, Bashim, Harakak Wadash Ma'amaf. Also, double honor to the elder and apostle GMS, and double honor to my other elder as well, Ohio Basharala. Peace and blessing 1/3, and salutation for elect. This is gonna be a quick little lesson, just going into us being a strange fruit, being that strange woman. Well, it's a strange fruit, a pernicious fruit. You know, I'm gonna get a better word. This is plenty right. This is a Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 21. Actually. Well, actually, I started verse 19. It says, "Thine own wickedness shall correct thee, and thy backsliding shall reprove thee. Know therefore and see that it is an evil thing and bitter that thou hast forsaken the Lord thy God, and that my fear is not in thee, saith the Lord Yahweh, the Lord Yahweh Bashimashah of hosts, the Lord of armies." So it says, "Thine own wickedness shall correct thee." So in today's time, we're in a time of correction and reprovement, to where we have this great spirit to follow the Lord Yahweh Bashim Ashai. Yahweh being the Father, which means He exists. Bashim meaning in the name of. Yahweh Shai meaning He delivers, which is the Son. Yahweh Shai, the begotten Son of Yahweh, the Father, the Most High, is coming back down here to correct His people, to correct 2/3 of His people, and to and to give to give a crown of righteousness to His 144,000, and to save His 1/3. All right, His servants that were willing to be with Him to the very end, and it says, "See that it is an evil thing and bitter that thou hast forsaken the Lord thy God, and that my fear is not in thee, said the Lord Yahweh of hosts." So it says it is an evil thing and bitter that you have forsaken the Lord Yahweh Bashimashai. It's an evil and it's bitter. It's honestly vain. Well, not vain. It's evil, man. It's bitter. It had nothing to do with righteousness. It had everything to do with wickedness and darkness, because we chose follow Assyria, follow Egypt, follow be in the spirit of Nineveh, be in the spirit of Sodom, Gomorrah, be in the spirit of Babylon, man, be in the spirit of Chaldees, man. So our people, being the true Israelites according to the scriptures, the so-called New World Latinos and Native Americans, being the true Israelites according to the scriptures, are being verse 20. It says, "For of old time I have broken thy yoke and burst thy bands, and thou saidest, I would not transgress. When upon every high hill and under every green tree thou wanderest playing the harlot." So that's what our people did. The Lord literally break our chains time and time again. We said we're not going to turn back from the Lord. Guess what? We turn our back to the Lord. And then going to the other nations, giving them our blessing, giving them our spirit and our salt, everything that the Lord has made for us and for our people. We're giving it to these heathens, to so they can have it, and they gonna treat us like trash, because we're not their people, and we don't mind being treated like trash, because that's the lack of self-esteem, lack of confidence, honestly, the wickedness that our people have towards themselves and towards and against Yahweh Bashimashah, and they will rather go to other nations than follow Yahweh Bashimashah. That even though the Lord is breaking our yokes, but every time the Lord look at us, we're enslaved. We're going to the other nations, so He has enslaved us. We got to be put in bondage to learn our lesson, and now we got to learn our lesson still, man. Verse 21 says, "Yet I have planted thee a noble vine, holy, a right seed. How then art thou turned to a degenerate plant of strange vine unto me?" So yeah, that's even better. A strange vine unto me. How how then art thou turned into a degenerate plant of strange vine to me? All right. Ultimately, through the system that Esau has set up, man, the so-called Caucasian man, um, this system is set up for, of course, Eve to be over the man, the children to hate the man, Jake man, of course. The children hate the Jake man. Children hate Jake. One hate Jake, and Jake hate Jake. The whole system is against Israel, man. The whole system is against Israelite brother. Of course, Esau and these heathens. There's nothing that's on our side to to be prosperous, in this kingdom. But that's why it's not supposed to be. You're not supposed to be prosper in this kingdom. You're supposed to call on Yahweh by some outside. He's the ones that will break our yoke and bust the bands. He's the ones that will give us deliverance. That's why we're not supposed to forsake him. He's the one that will give us righteousness and peace and everlasting life forever and ever. All right. Says verse 22, for though thou wash thee with nitrate, like the soda water, and get you real clean, but of course we won't have the physical baptism, but spiritual baptism. It says, and take thee much soap, yet thine iniquity is marked before me, saith the Lord Yahweh. All right, but nonetheless, our wickedness is marked. 2/3 of people's wickedness is marked. And if you were wicked before, that's why you turn back to Yahweh by Shemashah, because we sin every day, whether we know it or not. There can be a whole bunch of this place is designed for our people to sin. Literally, man. Everything. The best you can do is try to keep the law, statutes, commandments to the best of your ability. Try to the best keep the Sabbath day. Dietary laws. A few holy days, Day of Atonement, Sabbath. Yarazah, Pesach, Hanukkah. But this place is designed for us to fail, and we're designed in Israel, the righteous of Israel are designed to go through this for the Lord. That's what we're here for. Jeremiah 1:5. Before I formed you in the belly, I ordained thee a prophet. So that's what we're designed to do, But this place is designed to make us a degenerate plant. But the Lord planted us firstly a seed, a noble vine, and a holy, a right seed. But we have became a degenerate plant. All right, this is Matthew chapter 7. I'm start at verse. I'm sorry, 18. It says, "A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit." So for our people and their works, IUIC, ISUPK, GOCC, these are people that have no good fruits, that we're on this place to learn what righteousness, and honestly we know what bad was, and now we should know what good is, and to choose a entry level version of, in a watered down version, in a misled version of what true prophecy is according to the scriptures, and to pick, call yourself an Israelite but still call on Jebus, not know what the MOTB is, not knowing what's going to happen to this place, Jacob's trouble, the NRBR being a 200 million ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles. You not going to bring forth good fruit. Your doctrine is going to be flawed. It's going to have a whole bunch of kinks in your armor, just like Esau does, just like the heathen do, just like 2/3 of our people do. Those kinks in the armor is what makes is what makes you really weak. For the people that don't like, they have an armor because it's invisible to the untrained eye. We have the armor of the Lord Yahweh Shemashah. They can't see it, but guess what? You don't gotta see it. It's still there. Just like anything you can see is it's temporal. Anything you cannot see, that's what the Lord Yahweh Shemashah ultimately. Verse 19 says, "Every tree that bringeth forth not good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Wherefore, by their fruits you shall know them." So anyone that doesn't have good fruits, good doctrine, doesn't have the correct wisdom and knowledge and understanding of Yahweh by Shemal Shai, their fruit is going to be hewn down, cast into the fire. What this fire going to be ultimately, man? The end all be all is the second death. A lake of fire, man. Revelation 20. All right, this is what this place has to be turned into, because of what this system has set up, what the world has set up. This whore, Babylon is the whore, and then and of course two other people playing the harlot as well. They have kinks in their armor. They like they shining. They got they gold on, they silver, they shimmering, but they got a whole bunch of cracks, kinks, and everything is being moth eaten and it's corrupted because it's through the world. It's not a heavenly spiritual armor. It's a armor of this world, which is heavily tainted and honestly weak and malleable, and not true. So therefore, it must be hewn down and cast into the fire, man. That degenerate vine must be cut off, man. Two-thirds of people have to be destroyed ultimately. All right, this is Isaiah chapter 1. I'm going to start at verse 4. It says, a sinful nation, a people laden with heavy iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters, they have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backward. Why should ye be stricken any more? You will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick and the whole heart is faint. So two-thirds of people, their whole head is sick. That's spiritual, man. They are there. It's a little like a, I don't know, like a can't think of it, like like surgery. That's the cancer you must cut off. Even though 1/3 is only is 1/3 of it, but that's the part that has to be destroyed. It has to be burnt for the rest of the body to survive. Their whole head is sick. Their whole head is rooted in wickedness. And their whole heart is rooted in wickedness. That's why it's sick. And our people have the same mindset. This who we was once as a nation, completely, man. Now our people are being turned back. Each one reach one, teach one is being turning back slowly to the Lord Yahweh by Shemal Shai. Calling on the name Yahweh by Shemal Shai. All right, and turning back slowly, not becoming that harlot anymore. Not becoming that I'm gonna keep reading. Verse 6. From the sole of the foot even unto the head, there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and putrefying sores. They have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment. So common, this is where our people are. A dirty harlot with putrefying sores on them. Their wounds are not closing. They're not healing. They have no ointment. That's what two-thirds of people are, man. They sick. They're zombies. They're the spiritual walking dead. They don't believe in the Lord Yahweh Shai. So thus, they're gonna be like zombies. They gonna allow Esau to toss them to and fro, to think any way any way that he wants them to think. And of course, slowly and surely, the elect and 1/3 remnant are going to be woken up and turned back to the Lord Yahweh Shai. It's like you. But ultimately, this was going to happen to 2/3 of our people. Ultimately, this is 2/3 of our people. And what has to happen to 2/3 of our people that still have this sickness and that is not able to be turned back and repent, and they don't have good fruits. They gotta be verse 7. It says, your country, your cities are burnt with fire, your land strangers devour in your presence, and it is desolate and overthrown by strangers. It is known, these Khazars got our land. It's known that Esau has the whole earth. The whole earth is a wilderness, man. So shit, Khazars teaming, Esau as a whole, as a nation, they have this whole world as a wilderness. They're able to do anything they want to, almost anything they want to with this earth, and do whatever they want to with the world, as long as it's wicked, because that's the only thing they're able to do, honestly, just increasing wickedness and make our people increasing wickedness as well. But Understanding that this is what our enemies bring to the table. They bring nothing but sorrow and destruction. Knowing that this is honestly true, we still choose not to turn back to the Lord Yahweh Shemashah. Because two other people include these black power people, the quote unquote black on black we not a color nothing like that. We not color prophets nothing like that. That's not a we Israelites, so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, are the true Israelites according to scripture. That's a slave name. They call yourself a Negro or black, even Latino or Puerto Rico or rich port, or Haitian or whatever. But these anyone that's woke or the third eye, consciousness, spiritual, they understand that they need to come together, be a unit, as one another. Even IOIC know that they want to build a community. They believe that at least. They want to build a community. The thing is, if they're not doing it through the name Yahweh Shemashah, it's gonna fail. You know better than that putrefying harlot, that harlot with putrefying sores, because you believe that ointment is better than the ointment that Yahweh Shemashah has given us. You think that's better than the citrine and the soap and the hyssop that the Lord has offered, which is His Spirit. You're horribly wrong. And look here, just once again, our people being ravaged by allowing themselves to be ravaged by heathens, ravaged by beasts. This is Ezekiel chapter 16:28. It says, "Thou hast played the harlot also with the Syrians, because thou was unsatiable. Yes, unsatiable. Yeah, they has played the harlot with them, and could not be satisfied." So, nonetheless, once again, our people cannot be satisfied by their temptations. They cannot be satisfied by by their greed, by their pride. They're gonna only just keep increasing, just like Esau wants to do with his pride and his wickedness. Two little people do the same thing with their wickedness. They want to only increase in wickedness, increase in pride. Once they do that, they gotta keep doing it. They never gonna be satisfied, man. That's that dopamine hit that two other people have. They want to have fun, thrill junkies, all the other stuff. They're gonna keep playing the harlot with being the harlot with the putrefying sores. And they'll keep going nation, doctrine, man to man, woman to woman, being a spiritual fornicator, being tossed to and fro and backsliding against the Lord Yahweh Shemashah. And the end all be all is that they are truly that degenerate vine that the Lord has to hew down and cast into the fire, man. That's the end all be all for two-thirds of our people, and for the ones that want to be with the Lord, that don't understand that He's the one that broke our band, that broke the yoke of our neck, and of His righteousness. Those are the ones that the Lord is willing to save, because He knows we're heavy laden, the 144,000 and the 1/3 remnant. All right, but that was a lesson on the degenerate plant, degenerate fruit, and Yahweh Zada was an edifying little lesson with that. It's a Shalom.